and to mount that pressure on the CT sides. They'll try and fight for it. Maden and Farlig, though, come out straight away, swinging in with Glock frags. Headshot onto cadiaN. Now, they may not anticipate a third player is already here. Culling those two players and a third completely out in the open, always going to be difficult. Great Molotov. They do their due diligence. They make sure boRo plays no further part in this round. And one of the cleanest B hits that you could really ask for here, Tom. GODSENT already looking good.
Yeah, off to a great start. And I think Maden getting off to a good start in this map is going to be very important. He plays a very aggressive role for this team. A lot of the time going for hero AKs, even picking up MAC-10s when he can't quite afford it. Now, the CT side are giving this a go. The problem is the time is ticked very far gone. They don't have a kit, and they're also being flanked, leaving TeSeS just to try and earn a couple of extra frags to get himself some more money. The fact is, though, he is completely trapped, and this round is already decided.
It's a valiant attempt. Farlig and Emmy will go down with the ship at least, so Heroic make sure that no survival.
Long that now GODSENT have to take a risk. They're going in with 20 seconds late. Or less even. The Molotov clears the first angle, and actually STYKO's going to kill off stavn. stavn has fallen as well. And with only 10 seconds left on the clock, they managed to clear out this site all too easily. The rotation looks to begin for Heroic, but it's too little too late. They didn't find out quick enough that they were going to be pushing in that direction. And GODSENT, well, that was fantastic on the entries. I honestly thought that was going to be a really tough round for them, and they make it look very, very easy.
Yeah, it was sublime, honestly. Didn't put a foot wrong. There's a couple of things that I'm already noticing on Heroic, though, and I don't know if this is maybe pressure that's getting to them early on. And it's a team that hasn't exactly been clinical as of late, as we've already touched on in the pre-game segment. But they were very slow to get any information, very slow to try and push into the likes of apps, try and wrap around the back. And because of that, GODSENT effectively had a 3-on-2 take on
even in some of the rounds. And yeah, they've been very impressive, whereas Heroic, a few mistakes here and there, a few gambles going in the wrong direction. We'll see if they get it right this time.
Yeah, their mid-round pulling really has been a joy to watch. It does also help, though, Tom, when you're landing most of your shots. That's always going to put more pressure in your position. TeSeS good flash out, gets one. Instantly countered, though, with 50 seconds. It leaves niko alone in pit. He's waiting for the troops to arrive. He's getting shredded by shrapnel. Molly's alongside it. Flashbang starts to dissipate. Good frag onto STYKO. That will draw away one of these players from library to focus onto him, and it allows them now to open up. Excellent work by niko. That's an exquisite hold. He may not get all the frags, but they call that a stalemate. They call a truce for a few more moments before TeSeS gets in lieu, and with that 12 kills to his name and the M4, he's still a danger. GODSENT, though, hoping that they can convert this round to be leading whatever happens going through into the second half. And they have two kits in play. HE also in the hands of TeSeS, who's taking points. He's going to try and bait away some shots, maybe absorb some bullets, but Emmy goes in for the headshot on him, and this round should be done. Oh, cadiaN, that's a hell of a no-scope. Farlig goes for the spray and finally gets the bullet to connect. GODSENT take 8.
Now we have a slow walk-up, making their way into the site. They know it's coming, and Emmy again is going to start things off. He spotted the second player, goes for the fight, and still survives at the back. They need to clear him out. He needs to stay alive as long as possible, and although he goes down, he's done his fair share. It's onto the team in the retake. The spam from zehN will achieve nothing, and a 3v3 situation is one of the best we've seen in this half from Heroic.
Yeah, they've effectively been a one-and-done team on their T side. Only one round in so many. A torrent of CT aggression and domination. Good positions, though, are maintained from the Danes. 50% of that fuse is blown past. TeSeS with 20 frags called upon as his teammates go down around him. boRo has met his demise. Farlig comes out with swinging with a second with a bomb. He has to stick onto it. This could be all she wrote. Oh, it is. He doesn't have time. He doesn't have health. It's over. Again, so it seems like they've made a read. They've seen the script. They know that B site is coming up. That Molotov is interesting. And now they're going to be pushing behind that. But stavn has been sprayed down from Maden. I'm not sure what the idea of that molly was, but it has incredibly hurt that push. And this could be the last play. And what a horrible way to go out here, Tom. Off the basis of just individual mistakes. Really scrappy, indecisive, a real head-scratcher. And now they find themselves in a 1v5 with 30 seconds to spare. All the shots through the smokes. But up in a 1-on-5, they can't get it done. GODSENT take it. 16-10.
They didn't even...
Yeah, they last played it back in October where they faced off against G2, obviously with Crystal. They did beat G2. Obviously, that was without niko as well, though, so there's a lot of sort of parameters that you have to put into play and variables in there. But we know that they're a team that can play the map. Under Emmy, not too sure what to expect from them. But hell, if anything to go by from the rest of this tournament, I'm sure he's got plenty of tactics and plenty of ideas. They're going to go for a boost early on, though, Heroic. They were one of the first teams to fully adopt Vertigo into their play pool, into their map pool. I've had pretty good success for the most part. Some big teams have been silenced by Heroic, so they are no slouches on their choice of map. stavn going in first, but Emmy threw the smoke. It was a HE, and he finished off the rest with the USP. And that bomb drops down. Good flashes being tossed in. Now the teams get up close and personal. It's stavn spinning around, but STYKO comes back with 2, and now Farlig springs into action. And in the blink of an eye, GODSENT...
Having neither is tough. zehN, though, just takes the head clean off of cadiaN, and things are looking worse and worse by the second for Heroic. Nice shot from TeSeS, though. Even on 6 HP, he's still deadly, and it leaves a lot to be asked of zehN. And TeSeS, even while low, has done everything.
Still have to contain with Emmy, though. This threat is real. He spots one. Can't quite connect the shots, and that will be TeSeS for a 4K. 6 HP, more than enough for the young Dane, and in doing so, GODSENT, because they lost so many weapons in the previous round, they have been faked as well. All the Danes sprinting towards B, then they stop, and they head back over on A, walking there. Only Maden has rotated back through, and when it's only your AWPer with no automatic ability to spray down with the M4s or an AK, unlikely to get too much more than just one pick. There it is. There's the pick they were looking for. Now spins back into action and felt compelled that he had to try and deny the bomb plant, but in doing so, that overextension's cost him, and it's cost zehN, and it'll cost GODSENT. A 9th round falls upon the Danes, and they are looking superb on Vert.
Come up with is to battle, to try and fight him, to try and push him back, and, well, that is a fairly unsuccessful attempt thus far. They've had some success when it comes to B aggression. STYKO has done some work. The problem is the trading now coming out from Heroic is on point. They look like they're back to their usual selves. And I don't know. I think that going into your first official map of Vertigo against Heroic is always going to be rough. I think they'll learn quite a lot, but they're keeping this round at least a little bit closer. Vince Emmy needs to go big once again. He did decently in the last round, but again, he'll be pressured and traded. zehN, he's in behind them, though. This could be enough to win them the round, and it will be, Vince. They take this 10-5. Heroic still in...
Damage inflicted to both teams, and there's a good Molotov. Perfect incendiary. Chunking away HP on STYKO. We quarterize the wound down to 17 before niko reopens it with the M4, and now he's round the back of the TeSeS. This is a play that we didn't see before. I mentioned it. You have to pressure, you have to pivot multiple angles, and TeSeS is making the most of this chaos. He's really excelling in it. And now Maden 1 on 5. Missing out on a few shots probably will sum this round to a close. 12-12, and Heroic starting to strike gold when it truly matters. Threading through the smoke onto the oncoming players, and although that Molotov will extend, it's not quite quick enough to deny the bomb plant. But Emmy will go down, and now stavn gets a second. zehN drops back into the pit of fire. And stavn doubles up. STYKO 1 on 3. They just fell prey to a big clutch. Now can they pull one off? He has been phenomenal over the duration of this tournament. Definitely going under the radar. And can he apply that stealth technology to clutch this one out? First spray, not quite landing. Molotov's firing across from him. There's 2 ops training down in his position. And stavn denies him of any future heroics. It will be Heroic that take the lead, though. And GODSENT on the back foot economically.
The in-game leader and the young Danish star to try and pull this one home. The peak comes out from Barup. They're starting to surround him in this situation. The nades come through and dunk him out of the round. And now the new man on the block. Just 2 weeks notice to try and whip this team into shape. He may get stavn, but I think the youngster has actually spotted it out. He's found all the information. It's not going to happen. Heroic.
Exactly. None of the previous plays, stats, or results matter. It all comes down to train. Flashes out. Heroic on the T side, looking to get aggressive. The classic B hit takes shape, and Farlig at least gets one. That opens up enough room for Maden to deliver. But now zehN has fallen on the side as well. TeSeS can trade up to the USP and start to put it at range towards the oncoming CTs. They still have a bit of utility at their disposal, but they have lost their kit. And we'll have to go back onto the site to try and retrieve it momentarily. TeSeS now posted up, takes down Maden in midair, and he continues to rip through the frag to stavn, and that's the round done. Heroic claim first blood in our definitely not a done deal just yet. Heroic still have a big claim to this round and make it theirs.
In the afterplant positions, they haven't been able to gain too much control, however. Still only playing the closer angles. niko is going to be the first point of contact, and actually the flank comes in. It's quite delayed, so stavn doesn't expect anyone still to be there. From this point, they have to take the fight, and it will eventually be the retake. Incredibly close on the time. I think that's why stavn turns his back. It's like, okay, there's no way anybody's flanking all the way around at this stage of the round. It's so late. And STYKO again. We talk about...
To the forefront. With the M4, we've already seen him have a lot of success in the same position. It funnels Burrup down towards the ramp behind Grey Train. zehN knows it. He's changing his angles. That catches cadiaN off guard, and although zehN may have the first kill, it's unlikely he can rinse and repeat and connect onto many more. The Molotov will buy him up a little bit of time to focus his attention towards the site, where zehN is still waiting, takes his head off, has the bomb, and could potentially go for the plant. He's about to be wide swung, and Farlig takes his time, lines up the shot, and will get a 7th for GODSENT. They are looking in fine fashion once again. Wasn't dropped out around outside A side in some awkward position. So maybe if they can draw away one of the CTs, there could be some success. There could be another victory before the close of the half. 20 seconds. niko taking point as you'd expect with cadiaN on the AWP behind him. He needs an entry, and he needs one right now. Checking his angles, but he doesn't check the one that counts, and that will be STYKO taking him down. And even if STYKO dies to a beautiful no-scope, cadiaN shouldn't have time, and he has to run out into the open, and hasn't quite had the same layers of impact as the first 2 rounds, but he's still an 11 frag, so it just goes to show how godly he was for the first 2 of the best of 3. And I'm starting to think that Farlig is a double agent, you know, for Denmark. Because if GODSENT do take down Heroic, that means they beat Astralis, North, and Heroic. They are the Danish demolishers at this point, right? Like, it's kind of insane. But they haven't pushed just yet. Now the smokes come out, Tom, and they're going to be making moves.
TeSeS is already going to kick things off. He's been a superstar throughout this series, and they're going to need him once again. cadiaN trying to wrap around and take some more control. And in terms of pistols, they've been pretty poor, but the train side pistol might be where the curse is broken. Looking to double up and take both, and they will in clean fashion. 10-6, a fantastic...
Lucky he thought of it twice. That indecisions cost him paralysis by analysis, perhaps. And now STYKO goes in. There will be a post plant out of nowhere, out of thin air. This has got into the realms of possibility. And even if GODSENT can't quite pull this one out the bag, if they can kill another player or 2, that might be good enough, but they are eyeing up the victory. They're not interested in the economic war. They don't care about the war of attrition. They want to cut it off right now. They want to get themselves 2 rounds away from the semi-finals. And although stavn is pushed straight up close and STYKO is low, he's playing the position perfectly. He's allowing his teammate to have more impact. And between the 2 of them, they've clutched a 2v4.
Looks to end this. Now the bomb is dropped in the open. They've spotted TeSeS back towards Pop. They now know where both players are, but there's only 25 seconds for them to deal with them. They need to get a move on here. Already, cadiaN's picked off another. That bomb has still not been retrieved, and cadiaN might just be keeping them in the match. 15 seconds as he gets his 4th kill of the round, and it's left onto Farlig, the fellow Dane. All TeSeS has to do is survive. He will go falling back up the ladder, and this round is done. They live to fight another day, leading by example. cadiaN carries them through, and it is getting ever so close.
Whether it's Burrup or not is yet to be seen. He's definitely been the pick of the bunch. Train has been his map for the Danes, but he's guessing wrong. Incorrect. Lots of time has been wasted. All 3 players have hits, but they need to start getting kills. Farlig puts the M4 to use, and now niko will try and defuse and hope for the best, but it's going to go the way of GODSENT. It happens again. Lightning has struck multiple times.
They have eliminated